Welcome everybody. Take a couple minutes to introduce the events tonight. My name is Stephanie Hampton. I'm an aquatic biologist like the other scientists that you'll meet tonight. I'm also the Deputy Director of the research center that co-sponsored this event. That research center is the National Center for Ecological Analysis and Synthesis. And I'm going to take a couple minutes to tell you a little bit about our research center that brought these scientists to you here tonight so that you have a better sense for how and why they came to be here tonight. Many of us who live in Santa Barbara or visit Santa Barbara are drawn here by the magnificent environment and the wonderful community of people that is represented by the people in this room tonight. My fellow divers, my neighbors, my friends. Our community is a wonderful place to live, and it's what brought a lot of us here. Less obvious to many of you is another big incentive for thousands of people all over the world to visit Santa Barbara, and that's that Santa Barbara is home to one of the world's leading ecology research centers, the National Center for Ecological Analysis and Synthesis. This is a part of UCSB, but it's in downtown Santa Barbara. It's been there for the past 15 years. It's an unusual research center for at least two reasons. The first is that we focus only on the analysis and synthesis of existing data. So what that means is that our scientists, when they work at NCEAS, are not in laboratories, they're not going out to the field and working in boats and driving around in trucks in the mountains when they're doing work at NCEAS. Instead, the idea is that for hundreds of years, scientists have been doing things like counting butterflies and counting fish and measuring the temperature and the rainfall. And at this point, we can gain a lot by standing back and seeing what does it all mean, asking big questions using the data that we already have. And then when we go back to our labs and back to the field, we know what is the critical experiment to do. The second unique thing about this center is that most of our work is done by visiting scientists. Every year we have up to 1,000 of the world's leading experts who visit the center to visit with their colleagues and crunch data very intensively and test big ideas together. And they all get together at our center, which is in downtown, so you've probably already seen them, you just didn't know that that's why they were there. So when we were established 15 years ago, this approach was revolutionary. It was a revolutionary way to do science. But at this point, our center is imitated all over the world, and there's growing acceptance of this idea that we can gain a lot by looking at the total knowledge that we have at hand. The scientists here tonight are part of the global Jellyfish working group that comes to NCEAS. They've been working hard at NCEAS all week long, and tonight they're volunteering their time with great enthusiasm to come here and share their work with you. And as you meet them, you'll learn not only more about jellyfish and the oceans, but also get a better sense of what we do downtown at the research center. And I'm sure you'll share my pride that Santa Barbara is home to such vibrant scientific research. And so I think at this point I can put you into the capable hands of Michael Todd. He's going to be our master of ceremonies tonight. He's a journalist and editor at Miller-McCune magazine. So I invite you to enjoy the evening and to mingle with the scientists and interact with them, because that's certainly why they're here.
Thank you, Steph. And as you heard, my name is Michael Todd. I'm with Miller-McCune. Quickly, for those of you that haven't heard of Miller-McCune, and there are free copies, by the way, out on the table out there, and I would ask you to take them. If we run out, I've got a couple more. We're a magazine and a website based here in Santa Barbara. We reach out to the entire world, right? Again, much like NCEAS, we reach out right here from Santa Barbara, and we take research and evidence-based material, and we try and find solutions to world problems. And we've been here for about 3 years, and I'm the online editor, so please take a look at millermccune.com when you get a chance, and again, please take a copy of the magazine if you can. And I'm glad that Stephanie talked a lot about the glories that are NCs, but let me talk a little bit about the glories that are our host tonight, which is the Santa Barbara Natural History Museum. It's kind of a natural tie to go for NCs to partner with the museum this evening, in part because the Time Warner Sea Center, which is of course, you know, a very obvious and very popular aspect of it, but also because of the collections here at the museum and the local marine diversity, something that's very important to them. And jellies, as we will learn tonight and as we will see tonight, are an important part of the Santa Barbara ecosystem in addition to the world ecosystem. And I know that this venue is better known for the bony whale out front, who's getting a little facelift, if Skeleton can get a facelift, almost as we speak. But tonight we're going to talk about jellyfish, which are interesting, and you'll find out whether they're a fish or not. But one thing I can tell you is they don't have any bones. So if you've had a chance to walk around tonight, though, you've probably already started to realize how cool jellyfish are, how beautiful they can be, and maybe even a little bit how scary they might be. So our guests this evening are going to deal with that. Our guests this evening, initially, we're going to have three presenters, Kathy Lucas, Kylie Pitt, and Rob Condon. And then later on, I will do an interview with Larry Maiden from Woods Hole, which is probably an oceanographic institute of international repute that you've heard of. And they are drawn from around the world for their expertise in jellyfish. And I think it's fabulous that they're here tonight to be able to talk to you. These incredible scientists on stage are going to lay the groundwork for you to understand jellyfish and some things that your eyes and maybe what you've learned so far you haven't had a chance to really get an understanding for. It's like, well, what are jellyfish exactly? Are they dangerous? And I keep reading that they're taking over the world along with the cockroaches and the rats. What's going on with that? And then after the presentations from the three scientists, then I will have the interview with a short interview with Larry Maiden. And if I'm already wearing on your nerves, don't worry, you're going to get a chance to ask the questions at the conclusion of tonight. And we have such an international crowd here, including Carlos Duarte from Spain. So if you prefer your questions in Spanish, we were able to do that. And then also, if you prefer your questions in Japanese, Portuguese, or French, we're also able to do that. And you'll also be able to flag these people down after it's over, so you can ask your questions in private. They say there's no such thing as a dumb question, and we're always afraid that we're going to have the one that's going to prove that that's not true. So if you want to ask them on your own afterward, we can do that. The other thing is, later this evening, we will have, we'll hand out prizes for the International Jellyfish Art Contest, which genuinely was international. And the one other thing before we get to the actual speakers is there are surveys here, and you can be part of something that's scientific in your own. Stefan Gelsic from Chile, again, sticking to that international theme, is asking you to fill out these surveys. There's a part that you fill out at the beginning, and there's a part that you will fill out at the end. And this information will actually go into a database, and they are going to do something with it. So you can be part of science on your own. But now our first guest this morning is going to discuss the three families of jellies and the amazing diversity we found in those groups. Now just looking at size alone, from teeny weeny to bigger than I am, kind of gives you an idea that there's going to be a lot of diversity in the world of drills. And prepare to have Dr. Kathy Lucas kind of blow your mind as far as what a jellyfish is and what it can do. Kathy comes to us from the United Kingdom's National Oceanography Center, where she studies many facets of jellies, such as reproduction, jellyfish sex, among coast and deep sea jellies, and what this means for those population explosions that are known as jellyfish blooms, which is a term that you're going to hear a lot of. Kathy's expertise has been in great demand back home as she examines the causes and consequences of jellyfish washing up on UK beaches. And you're saying, hey, that's nothing. I saw in San Francisco jellyfish are washing up on the beaches. And in fact, they are. But now I would hope that you would join me in welcoming Kathy Lucas.